Graham Harrell is out as offensive coordinator at West Virginia University after one subpar year as the offensive coordinator. But is it really as big of a blow as some of you guys think it is? Let's talk about that on the other side of the intro on this episode of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football.
This is for Cameron.
What is up? Welcome in, guys. My name is Mountaineer Paul, and you've landed yourself again at Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. This is the allergies edition of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. If you can't tell, seems like one eye is closed a little further than the other one. My nose is all stuffed up. And I have had trouble for going on 4 or 5 days now, and I just decided I'm going to put a video out because it's been 4 days since I've done one, guys. I really apologize. I'm going to try to be better about putting videos out every day, even if I'm sick. So, after a lot of rumors and speculation, Graham Harrell has indeed left the West Virginia Mountaineers for a coordinator job at Purdue. Not really a big surprise. There were rampant rumors, speculation. He'd been looking around for a while. A lot of people have opinions about that. I think I'm going to keep some of those to myself. But I do have a clip I'm going to play for you guys here in a second. And it's going to support a theory I have and why I think this isn't such a big deal for us going forward. Graham Harrell ran a very simple offense. He was very open and honest about that. He would tell you that they ran the same core of plays over and over again. Get really good at these certain amount of plays. Expect to score on every possession. This was one of the mottos of Graham Harrell. But does that really tell the whole story? I have a clip here from USC running back. I want to apologize up front, guys. There was some kind of delay when I was watching this clip, but just listen to the audio of this. This is USC running back Darwin Barlow talking about how Lincoln Riley's offense is very complex and how Graham Harrell's is not.
Me and my homeboys was joking in the running back room the other day, and we was just joking around. We said, if you didn't know the play, you could just run the swing last year, but now, like, you gotta know. You can get it right, but now you gotta know, like, because, I mean, you're doing everything, like, just different plays, and having a running back involved in the offense. So, I mean, we really love it. We're excited to get to work, and just can't wait to show everybody what we can do.
How different this is.
Running backs could run the same route on every play. That is the definition of simplicity. One route, and now that I think of it, that's so true. Did our running backs get involved in the passing game at all this year? As good as a receiving threat as C.J. Donaldson should be, did you see him catch it out of the backfield at all? I saw no angle routes. I saw no seam routes. I saw nothing. And we have qualified pass catchers in our backfield. It feels like to me only when our offense sputtered beyond recognition did Graham Harrell finally change and do some different things in the quarterback run game. Now, of course, he did rely on Neil Brown to make a quarterback decision and take JT out of the game. I'm assuming that Graham probably wanted JT in the game too. I'm not really sure. These are all things that we can only speculate about. But I assume it was probably hard for them to tell JT that he didn't have a job anymore, especially after all they'd invested in him. But at the end of the day, this is not an offense that I were calling home to mom about. I felt like it could have been much better. While our skilled players have been around for a long time, they had had a different offensive coordinator almost seemingly every year since they've been here. I think Bryce Horton and Sam James at least had 3 different offensive coordinators. And so there was very rarely any continuity. And here we go again, another offensive coordinator here at West Virginia University. And because of that, our receivers really struggled to get separation. They were hardly ever open. They ranked in the bottom half of the entire country in yards of separation per play. And really just overall, guys, there were some anomalies, some weird things with the stats this year. Like Jarrett Doege last year, West Virginia averaged 245 passing yards a game and 25 points per game. This year, even though the points per game went up to 30, the passing stats went down like 20 or 30 yards below that. So I really don't see the impact here. And I really don't believe that this is such a big loss. This was never going to be a really long video, guys. I just wanted to get that clip out here to you. That's from the preseason, by the way.
Yeah.
USC running back. This is like Lincoln Riley had just been there for a couple of days or whatever. But yeah, I thought that was interesting how they talked about the simplicity of that offense. I think it showed up time and time again. We asked questions over and over about certain plays that were being called. And while we know Neil Brown had some hand in all that, at the end of the day, I feel like Graham Harrell didn't help matters at all. So it'll be interesting to see who we get in. I'll be making a video on that probably tomorrow. So if some names emerge for this vacant offensive coordinator spot, and what's a pretty tumultuous situation. A lot of people were thinking that maybe nobody wants this job. I don't know if it's quite that bad, but we'll see. Maybe that's the case. All right, guys, you've watched another episode of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. This episode is over, and I am out.